Voy a jugar. A ver, ¿en qué nos quedamos? Mejoras completadas. Cortinas. Son colecciones. Ojos crueles, corazones crueles. A ver. Al principio encontrar a los buscadores desaparecidos parecía imposible. Las primeras indicaciones señalaban que esos hombres y mujeres se dirigían uno por uno a Ferelden, pero su pista se enfrió. Un rumor casual en relación al Van Loren, un noble fereldano del que hace meses que no se sabe nada, ha llevado a unos agentes de la Inquisición a investigar Caer Oswin, y tampoco se sabe nada de ellos. Entonces están relacionados y parece que es ahí donde encontraremos a los buscadores desaparecidos. Los de los son más problemáticos, han numerosas cartas y actitud de gente fuera en el online. Estamos en la confianza de la Inquisición, tiene su recompensa. A pesar de su intención de crear una entidad política para oponerse a nosotros, estas familias nobles están demasiado enfrascadas en sus propios conflictos para tenernos en cuenta siquiera. Hemos logrado varios comercios sociales nuevos que están cansados de esperar a que surja un ganador. Reivindicar la rebelión de los magos.
Let's see what we have.
Continuar el trabajo de su predecesora. Un formulario, si me acuerdo.
Let us begin.
No recuerdo si esto lo llegué a hacer. A ver.
All right.
La leyenda acecha a la emperatriz. La muerte de Selene sumiría a Orlais en el caos y una convertiría en un objetivo fácil para Corifeo. Con el pretexto de que celebró un baile en el palacio de invierno de Halamshirral. Selene conversará con su primo rebelde, Gran Duque Gaspar. Todos los nobles del imperio asistirán al evento, así que seguramente resto para que Corifeo se ataque. Podemos conseguir una invitación para asistir y evitar la destrucción de Orlais.
We have to reach the Empress before Corypheus. The only question is...
How?
We know how. I have our way in. The real question is, where is our enemy hiding? At the urging of Grand Duchess Florian, the Empress is holding a ball. Absolutely everyone will be there. During the festivities, Selene will be meeting for peace talks with usurper Duke Gaspard and Ambassador Briala.
The assassin must be hiding within one of these factions.
What do we know about Duke Gaspard?
The man who would have been Emperor. He's Celine's cousin, and was first in line to inherit the throne when Emperor Florian died.
Pero
Celine outmaneuvered him. She won over the Council of Heralds, who hold authority over title disputes. She became Empress, and he a general in the Imperial Army. He's well loved by the troops. He's also a Chevalier. Most of their numbers sided with him when he turned on the Empress.
Aren't the Chevaliers part of the army? Why would they follow the Duke?
Most Chevaliers are sworn to serve the crown, but that does not give them faith in the person wearing it. The Empress has tried to improve relations with Ferelden and Navarra. The Chevaliers see her as anti-military. They believe Gaspard could lead the Empire back to the glory of Draken's expansion years.
Who is this Ambassador Briala?
An ambassador in name only, she has organized the elves of Halam Shiral into an underground army. The Empress invited her to the peace talks in a bid to gain the elves' alliance in the war. That would be scandal enough, without the rumor that Briala is a jilted lover of Celine's. A personal grudge and a network of saboteurs at her command. Promising lead.
Wait, the elven leader is a jilted lover of the Empress?
It's not widely known. Just a rumor whispered among the palace servants a few years ago. If it's true and were to get out, the Empress and an elf. The scandal could destroy Celine's court. Even if a lie, Briala could use it to blackmail the Empress. She has some connection to the throne.
Tell me everything we know about the Empress.
Empress Celine is a renowned diplomat and reformer. She works tirelessly to secure peace for the Empire. Unfortunately, many Orlesians view peace as complacency. She has yet to name an heir, leaving the future of the Empire in doubt if anything happens to her. Especially when the next in line is her cousin Gaspard, who's made few friends on the Council of Heralds.
Celine is surrounded at all times by countless guards, courtiers, servants, and vassals. What better place for an assassin to hide than the Empress's own household?
Es curioso porque, o sea, han hablado aquí obviamente tiene sentido que hablan de los mismos temas, pero igual me parece curioso por algún motivo. Y es que habla de que hay paz, pero es un sinónimo de pasividad. Y de hecho por lo mismo los militares, los gentilhombres se llaman en español creo. Como que prefieren más la política expansionista de no sé quién era. De un weón que estaba antes, comentaron antes.
How can Gaspard still be next in line while he wages war against his Empress?
The title Grand Duke indicates that he was a prince before the Empress took the throne.
Do we need to go to the peace talks? The Empress must have personal guards. We could just warn her she's in danger.
We've made the attempt, but
It seems that our messages never reached her. Someone intercepted them.
It's better that we don't leave this to chance. If Orlais falls to Corypheus, no land is safe.
We shouldn't waste any time. Let's go to the Winter Palace.
The Winter Palace. Ojos crueles, corazones crueles. Dorian. Soy diferente, Dorian, ¿no?
the political situation in Halam Shiral hangs by a thread. The Empress fears our presence could sever it. The Grand Duke is only too happy to have us at the ball as his guests, so our invitation comes from him. Whether we act as his allies or upset the balance of power, he gains an opportunity, if not a clear advantage.
Inquisitor Trevelyan, we meet at last. I've heard so much about you. The rumors coming out of the Western Approach say you battled an army of demons. Imagine what the Inquisition could accomplish with the full support of the rightful Emperor of Orlais.
I can see many benefits to such an alliance.
Keep the image firmly in mind. We may see it materialize by the end of the evening. I am not a man who forgets his friends, Inquisitor. You help me, I'll help you. My lady.
Entiendo que este señor es el Gran Duque.
Shock the court by walking into the Grand Ball with a hateful usurper. They will be telling stories of this into the next age.
Sure.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Duke Aspard. I look forward to ending this civil war.
As do I, my friend. The Empire needs stability and security, now more than ever. If you have the safety of the Orlesian people at heart, Inquisitor, perhaps you will look into something for me. This elven woman, Briala, I suspect that she intends to disrupt the negotiations. My people have found these ambassadors all over the fortifications. Sabotage seems the least of their crimes.
That sounds like something I should look into.
Be as discreet as possible. I detest the game, but if we do not play it well, our enemies will make us look like villains. We're keeping the court waiting, Inquisitor. Shall we?
Is that the Inquisitor?
No.
What? Emartia? Don't be absurd.
Aprobación de la corte, 40 de 100. La corte original le complace ver a una noble, aunque esa marqueña le da una Inquisición, empiezas bien. Ah, supongo que lo dice por por el escoger mi pasado.
Pardon me, my lady. Have you seen a ring anywhere? It was a gift from the Countess Montbelliard, enchanted by the Fomari. I cannot go into the ball without it.
Is this ring particularly valuable?
Its worth in coin is not as important as its social value. It was a gift from a member of the Council of Heralds. If she finds out I lost it, she will never forgive me. Not even if I live to be 1,000 years old.
That's a terrible predicament.
If the Comtesse finds out, make her have mercy. Should you happen upon it, I beg you, let me know.
O quédatelo para venderlo, what the fuck.
Maker, what am I going to do if I cannot find my ring?
La versión de la corte, deja ganar la persona de la corte, lo que suele ocurrir por tener tacto, entretener a la gente, guardar las apariencias.
Is this the ring you are looking for?
Yes.
You are a treasure. I cannot believe you found it. You have saved me a lifetime of mortification. How can I thank you enough?
Don't worry.
Is that the Inquisitor?
A martyr? The Maker has an odd sense of humor.
Puedo usar mi puño, a ver. Mentira, no. O sea, pero es como que me sale que lo puedo usar. Es raro. Descubierto la corona esmeralda. Palacio invierno.
Can Gaspar take the throne without the backing of the Council of Heralds?
He plans to take it by force. If the council...
Is it true the Inquisitor was handed out of the fate by Andraste?
Mallecitos de haya. Estatuillas necesarias.
Lady Nightingale makes me nervous.
Llave del almacén. Espérate, los nobles que hablan. ¿Puedo caminar? Algo así. Sí, la
Do you
mecánica.
mind? We don't wish to be disturbed. Any word from the front lines?
My spies said the bodies were beyond counting.
Surely the Empress will put an end to the war tonight.
Pray, my friend. If the Maker does not hear us now, just pray.
¿Llave de qué era? Bueno, no sé. Pero asumo que es la única llave que necesito ahora. Coger documentos comerciales secretos. Cerdos escandalosos. Capricho encontrado. Aumento de fuerza. Sure. Nada, esto me interesa.
What is Lady Pentecost wearing?
Estatuilla de haya.
Lady Nightingale makes me nervous.
Doble hoja antibana. La aprobación de la corte. 50 de 100 no está mal, supongo. Lo que pasa necesito 100 de 100.
Where has that servant gone? Elves. Always shy.
Bueno, entremos al palacio.
All the denoises here.
Inquisitor, a moment, if you please. I'm sure you know how to handle most nobility, but the game is nothing like the Free March's intrigues. It is no simple matter of etiquette and protocol. Every word, every gesture is measured and evaluated for weakness.
Don't they sound delightful? I'm shocked we haven't invited the court to dinner at Skyhold.
The game is like Wicked Grace played to the death. You must never reveal your cards. When you meet the Empress, the eyes of the entire court will be upon you. You were safer in the Fade with the Fear Demon.
You are just full of joy and light this evening.
Everything will be fine. Andraste, watch over us all.
Vestíbulo. Okay.
I wish there was more news coming from the Crown Cathedral.
Good news is becoming an increasingly rare commodity.
I need to have this jacket let out a little.
Regaladísimo, juego gratis de la semana. A ver qué pasa, Epic Games. No necesito esto ahorita.
This dress uniform is preposterous. Formal armor would have been better.
How can they call this a vestibule? It's a foyer.
Please, it's barely half the size of the foyer in the Imperial Palace. It's obviously just a vestibule.
I'd call it more of an antechamber myself.
No one asked you.
Did I ask?
I heard Celine was having the entire wing redecorated, but the timing is atrocious.
Why would she do such a thing now?
Perdón, amigo. Che, ¿qué quieres pasar?
Who does Orzammar favor in the negotiations tonight?
King Edukan has put considerable coin behind the Empress in hopes the trade in foodstuffs will resume quickly.
Tan re duros.
If nothing else, the Inquisition backing Gaspard would make Celine nervous. You know how pious she is.
Boring.
What is Gaspar up to? Wouldn't surprise me if he
Ya a la real.
How long can Orzammar hold out with trade disruption?
We have reserves for the but the king wants trade
Okay.
I had no idea.
Why are there so many elves here?
The Empress invited them.
Good to know.
Ah, así que así se formean los 30 secretos escandalosos. Pues justo me estaba preguntando, en el otro encontré un documento. ¿Cómo se consiguen los 30?
I heard the Grand Duke invited the Inquisition.
¿Y algo
I
más?
can hardly believe Gaspard and Celine are in the same.
Así parece.
The guest wing is not open to the public at this time, Inquisitor.
Gaspard never struck me as pious. He must think he gains some military.
And now presenting Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, and accompanying him, Lady Inquisitor Trevelyan, daughter of Ban Trevelyan of Ostwick. Vanquisher of the rebel mages of Ferelden, crusher of the vile apostates of the mage underground, champion of the blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces? Priceless.
Accompanying the Inquisitor, Seeker, Cassandra, Allegra, Portia, Calogera, Philomena.
Holy shit.
Get on with it.
Pantagast, 14th cousin to the King of Navarra, 9 times removed, hero of Orlais, right hand of the Divine, Lord Dorian Pavus, member of the Circle of our
Cousin.
Fuck, quería escuchar.
My dear sister.
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
Don't waste my time with pleasantries, Celine. We have business to conclude.
We will
Están presentando a Dorian. Se va poniendo bueno.
to our other guests.
Dorian es del Imperio, me gusta ver qué dicen.
Inquisitor.
Lady Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been possible.
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities. We will certainly speak later, Inquisitor.
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
I'm delighted to be here, Your Majesty.
We have heard much of your exploits, Inquisitor. They have made grand tales for long evenings. How do you find Halam Shiral?
No puedo hacerle justicia. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? ¿Que no valgo suficiente? Voy a decirlo porque, más que nada porque quiero entender la frase.
I have no words to suffice. Halam Shiral has many beauties, and I couldn't do them justice.
Ah, ya. Sí lo entendí más o menos.
And speaks well for the Inquisition. Feel free to enjoy the pleasures of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Ahora viene minijuego Dance Dance Revolution.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
El cabello muy recogido se lo ha cortado.
Tell me, Yvette, how are Mama and Papa? Are they in good... do they want for anything?
Papa's perfectly happy in the studio. Mother is the same as always.
Meaning she's after you to do more work.
You always take her side.
I don't take her side. I happen to think, as she does, you might attend to more of the estate's duties. Also, do stop slouching.
Josephine! Oh, Josephine! Is this her?
Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriella Montillier.
Delighted to meet you, Lady Montillier.
Inquisitor Imperator, I've heard so much about you, but not as much as I want. Josephine writes, but she never tells me anything. Is it true? Rebel mages in Redcliffe were performing blood rites and orgies before
No.
Where did you hear such nonsense?
Everyone in Antiva says so.
Wait, really?
Is it true?
¿Qué va?
Of course not. How did people come up with these ideas?
Oh, how dull Redcliffe must have been then.
Enjoying the ball?
I see many of.
The dancing is so dull, your worship, but the Empress's gallery is magnificent.
Yvette.
Sorry, Josie.
Go on, Josephine.
Half Royal must be empty. So many of the Empire's finest are in attendance. They've noticed the Empress paying you special attention, but they don't quite know how to take advantage of it yet. This uncertainty won't last long, I'm afraid.
Tell me about yourself, Lady Yvette. This is the first time I've encountered any of Josephine's family.
She would forget to mention the artists. I'm studying painting under Antiva's royal tutors. You should be proud, Josie. I'm going to be exhibiting my work next season in the city's biggest salon.
Have you actually sat down and finished a painting yet?
I must wait for my inspiration.
And I must wait for your tutor's skills.
This may be my only chance to hear about when Josephine was a girl.
Oh, yes. As she told you about when she was 10 and...
Yvette, stop.
What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the...
No.
She once told the Duke of...
Absolutely not.
She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette! Absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
Preposterous.
Which power should the Inquisition throw its weight behind?
Celine has held the throne successfully for years. I see no profit in ousting her. Gaspard has run military campaigns, but never a kingdom. His transition would be, let us say, chaotic.
I'll see you later.
Another time.
Interesante. La verdad es que yo también no veo mucho. Pensé que por el principio pensé que estábamos muy inclinados por Gaspar. Pero creo que quiero entender que hay que decidir todavía.
How could the Empress afford to renovate the palace without war going on?
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all. The palace was damaged by Gaspar's catapults.
He fired on the Winter Palace? That's monstrous.
Chich. Interesante.
Good. I was hoping I would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be our focus. The best place to strike at Celine is from her side. Empress Celine is fascinated by mysticism.
Uf, qué rico suena el mueble, ¿eh?
Speaking with the dead, that sort of rubbish. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by magic. I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
How can Celine openly keep an apostate in the Imperial Court?
The Imperial Court has always had an official position for a mage. Before now, it was little better than court jester. Vivian was the first to turn that appointment into a source of real political power. When the circles rebelled, technically every mage became an apostate. The word lost much of its strength.
Debiste contármelo, chucha.
It sounds exactly like the person we're looking for.
She's worth investigating. Can't be sure of anything here. Both leads point toward the guest wing. It's a promising place to start. I'll coordinate with our spies to see if I can find anything better. I will be in the ballroom if you need me.
Volvemos a la gran biblioteca.
I had hoped to tour the Royal Wing Gardens again.
I have heard they are the finest in the Empire. It's such a pity the wing is sealed.
This ball is a waste of time, like all Orlesian foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find the Venatori collaborator and get out of here.
Have you witnessed anything noteworthy?
Nothing yet. I will let you know.
You don't seem to care much for the ball.
Orlesians pretend their petty squabbles are a game. Yes, let us treat murder, corruption, and deceit as delightful amusements. How wonderful. We are here to save Empress Celine, and it galls me. Why does she merit our protection? The Empire would be better off without her. Gaspard is the leader Orlais needs in this crisis.
You support the Civil War.
Of course not. Chaos is what Corypheus wants, and we must oppose him. Were it up to me, however, I would let Celine fall and Gaspard take the throne. He would see the true threat, not spend his time throwing balls and writing letters.
Okay.
Stay alert. We don't know where the enemy is hiding.
I'll be watching for trouble. The sooner we leave this place, the better.
Me pregunto qué pensará Dorian. Yo sé lo que opina Joseph. Joseph es más bien neutral, pero de igual forma creo que
We are not serving drinks. Bother someone else.
Interesting.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
We have
Gaspard is wasting his...
Well, well, the Inquisitor. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. How curious.
I didn't know the Grand Duke was your nephew.
He's my brother's eldest boy. Always a difficult child, Gaspard. Never listened, never did what he was told. He was raised a prince. All his life we told him he would be emperor. It was his destiny, his duty. What else should he do with his life, if not fight for his destiny?
Have you noticed anything strange this evening?
My niece Floriane hasn't spoken to me all evening. That's not like her.
What can you tell me about the Civil War?
If you are hoping for insight, you've come to the wrong man. It's war. It is brutal, and terrible, and sometimes necessary. There's nothing more to say.
Another time, my lord. There must be something here. I had no idea.
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
The Duchess has asked for too many. I can't carry them all.
What? ¿Por qué hay manchas de...?
You don't want to be here, stranger.
He hasn't made the pickup. It's been hours.
You went into the servants' wing. Nobody's come out of there all night.
I'll tell Brianna we have a situation.
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
Philippe debería haber vuelto hace horas. Estará ahorita una sirvienta.
I can't imagine Gaspard being vitriolic. What's the matter?
The Grand Duke bears a grudge against the Council for refusing him the crown. He's threatened death if they refuse him again, collectively and individually, along with their vassals.
Acá veo versión de la corte. Lo que se le ocurrió hacer directa por cosas exactas.
What backwater did you come from? Everyone knows that.
Oh. What the fuck? ¿Por qué hay manchas de sangre, weón?
Interesting.
Did you hear what Gaspard said to Duke Germain? His own uncle.
If I have to clean up
Germain
another
bore
part...
his nephew's spite better than the rest of the council. Did you see that panicked attaché roaming about?
This way is closed. Please, use the main entrance to the hall. I am not talking to you until we get home.
Well, well. What's this?
Los de Halam Shiral. Clara, en pie de la cocina, entrar a los sirvientes por la escalera principal a la 1:30. Vernos en enero a las 2:42. Sophie y Marius. Briara necesita ayuda ahí abajo inmediatamente. Algo está pasando.
Good to know.
We are not serving drinks. Order someone else.
¿Quién está por...? Está cerrado. Debe haber otra forma de entrar.
Prince Ezio Valisti of the House of Valisti in Antiva, and third Talon of the
Perhaps we can speak later, Inquisitor.
Lady Solange Lévesque, Marquise of Montvert, ambassador to the court of Navarra.
Look at Lady Cambion's slippers, trimmed with pearls and emeralds. And those buckles. Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom. What a disaster.
There's a Tevinter assassin on the loose, and you're concerned about buckles? On shoes?
Everyone needs a hobby. Besides, you can learn a great deal about a person from their clothing. Gold and jewels on a dancing slipper. A slipper is easily lost and finds itself in the dust and dirt. She is unconcerned with the possibility of losing the shoe or soiling it. A vulgar display of wealth. But Lady Cambion's family has recently lost most of its holdings. They have their title, but little else. So, how did Cambion acquire such a grand shoe? What has she done? Who has she bedded? These are all useful questions, no?
Interesante, la verdad. O sea, una forma de...
You're different here than in Skyhold. More approachable, perhaps.
This is Halam Shiral, Inquisitor. This is the Imperial Court. This is the beating heart of the Great Game. Of course, everyone is wearing a mask. I learned this very young. I was still a girl when I attended my first ball. All this, the smiles, the small talk, it is a dance. And like any dance, it can be learned. For some of us, it has become so familiar that the steps may be performed in our sleep.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
What we need most of all is a stable Olé. Either Celine or Gaspard can give us that.
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
Very interesting. It may not help our investigation, but we can put it to use. A little more dirt like this, and we might have some leverage in the court. If you find more, let me know.
Have you seen anything interesting?
Oh yes. Halam Shiral is lousy with scandals and scheming. But no sign of a Tevinter infiltrator, I'm afraid.
I should go. Be on your guard.
I always am.
Inquisitor, did you need something? The sooner we track down this infiltrator, the better.
You've attracted a following. Who are all these people?
I don't know. They won't leave me alone.
I take it you're not enjoying yourself.
At this point, the headache I'm developing is preferable to the company.
Do you have any advice?
Orlesian social events don't fall within my area of expertise. There are a few here we can trust. Be careful.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
Gaspard's claim to the throne is fair. Orlais needs someone capable of responding to the crisis at hand. A military-minded leader seems the best option.
Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
I'll let you know at once if I do.
We'll talk later.
I await your signal.
What were they doing in the western approach? It's a wasteland. We can only hope Celine prevails tonight. Gaspard will ruin us all.
Yo no quería venir, mi madre me obligó. Clásico. I feel you.
Have you heard from your nephew?
You must dance with me,
Not
Commander.
since his regiment joined
You cannot
the
stand
fight.
about all evening.
I'm afraid not. Thank you.
Hey, Kira, ¿qué tal?
I still remember the day they came to tell me that my second husband, Philippe, was... Poor Gaspard, allied with that oafish Marcher woman.
If he prays very hard, perhaps Andraste will send him a better ally.
My lady! My lady Inquisitor!
May we have a word? It is very important.
A ver.
The Empress has sent us with a message for you.
How can I be certain this message is from the Empress?
We three wear the masks of House Valmont.
They signify that we are public faces of the Empress.
They are also extremely fashionable.
I'm always honored to hear from Her Majesty.
Oh, she is the honored one, Inquisitor.
Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in her holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
Oh.
That's a generous offer.
The Empress believes wholeheartedly that the Inquisition is our best hope for peace in these difficult times.
She looks forward to cementing a formal alliance.
As soon as Gaspard is out of the way.
But we have taken enough of your time.
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
Dile coma tierra.
Did you need something?
No. Doria.
This is all so familiar. I half expect my mother to materialize from the crowd and criticize my manners.
Is this how the elite of Tevinter carry on?
You could almost mistake this for a soiree in the Imperium. The same double-dealing, elegant poison canapes. It's lacking only a few sacrificial slaves and some blood magic. But the night is still young.
Have you seen anything I should know about?
Did you see what that Marquis is wearing? That suit is a greater crime than anything we're looking for.
What if your mother were actually here? Where would we be then?
Short one mage after he's dragged out by his earlobe.
I'm having difficulty picturing that.
Picture me a young boy of 5 years then. She certainly always has.
I appreciate that you were willing to come here.
And expose myself to all this exquisite finery and exotic wines? Such hardship.
Not everyone's likely to be friendly. That's all I meant.
It's true. You'd think I smelled of cabbages the way they wrinkle their noses. It's of no concern, but thank you.
Are all the Delancey's here?
Maker, I hope not.
¿Trepar? ¿Así enfrente de todos? No creo, po, bueno.
Where has that servant gone? Elves, always shirking their duties.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
Oh. ¿Le raro tener que subir así?
Boring.
Pero voy a intentarlo, a ver qué pasa. Espero les puedes entrar en el palacio, puede pasar recompensa, pero tengo que pasar tiempo afuera. Cuando te sientas del grupo la gente se da cuenta y bajará tu aprobación. Ya. ¿Y cuánto es no demasiado? La gran biblioteca. Biblioteca. Ah, ya me bajó uno, ya lo vi. Investigación de grandes en pistas. Lady M. Una visita a mi lado esta noche. Los descendientes viviesen en la real y me han convencido de que el palacio no es seguro. No creo que mi primo haga uso de la magia, pero no me sorprendería que provocase otra infestación. Al no estar aquí me encanta ahora de la corte de depositar toda confianza en vos. No me fío a nadie más. Excelente. Encender. La fecha del tiempo vuela en una sola dirección. Su camino ilumina nuestro avance. Ok. Sí, que ir con esto, ¿no? Lord Stroud. Aquí hay un problema y es que no se van a encontrar lo que acabo de leer. Ah. Me está ardiendo los ojos, me ha entrado suciedad. Está acá entonces. No, weón, ¿dónde está entonces? ¿En criaturas? No creo. Acabo de ver que decía entrada no sé qué, weón. Ey, ¿qué tal? A ver. Reveal. Vamos a encenderlos al azar. A mí se encendió uno. ¿Todo bien? Sí, todo bien. Ahí se apagaron todos. Ah. Oh. Receta. Cinturón. Que si la hoja. Ok, la verdad es que pensé que me iba a dar algo, no esto.
Where has that servant gone? Elves, always shirking their duties.
¿Puedo entrar ya? Holy shit, ¿de esta gente? Selim, podemos hablar de este asunto como adultos, ¿no es así? Ambos sabemos que el arma que tiene Briella puede cambiar el curso, no solo de nuestra guerra, sino de todas. El imperio hay que controlarla, me cuesta que no estés de acuerdo en este momento. Ella es mayor amenaza para Orlaes. Si colaboramos podemos interpretar el control. No penséis que estaréis dispuestos a negociar el que solución diplomática. Lo conocéis mejor que nadie, sabéis que eso es imposible.
That's the bell. We should get back to the ballroom.
Igual me hice daño. A ver. Pero emperador que él. Ah, mira, acá decía. Yo pensé que estaba en el otro, pero no pasa nada. Bueno, por aquí hay algo.
Fashionably late now.
The faces talk even when they aren't moving. Silk on satin on skin, always wanting, chaste but chaste, too many.
What are you doing, Cole?
A fallen fan can cut like a kiss. Hot breath from the wrong boy on the naked nape of the neck. I helped until they made me stop. Now they've all forgotten.
Are you all right, Cole? You seem distracted. More than usual.
They have faces inside their faces, lying with a layer that tells the truth. I don't know how to help them.
Have you observed anything happening yet?
A woman tripped on purpose. The man who caught her left the room. They didn't want my help.
Stay out of trouble, Cole.
Socks get wet when the tide rises.
Y a ver qué pasa. Están sonando las campanas. No puedo investigar todo lo que me hubiera gustado investigar, pero bueno.
Well, well. What have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition. Fabled herald of the faith.
¿Quién
Delivered
es?
from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
We may never know. Courtly intrigues and all that.
Such intrigues obscure much, but not all. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the Arcane.
No sé quién eres, pero me encantas.
You have been very busy this evening. hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I don't know. Do we?
You are being coy.
I'm being careful.
Not unwise, here of all places. Allow me to speak first, then. Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet, if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
You left Celine alone? Is that wise?
I must return to her anon, but she is safe enough, for the moment. 'Twould be a great fool who strikes at her in public in front of all her court and the Imperial Guard.
What's your interest in protecting Empress Celine? Are you her bodyguard?
Do I seem a bodyguard to you? If anything were to happen to Celine, eyes would turn first to her occult advisor, even if they knew otherwise. There are sharks in the water, and I will not fall prey to them. Not now, not ever.
Why did you kill the agent? He might have had useful information.
I would not have slain the man on sight had he not attacked me first. Why? Undoubtedly, I caught him in an illicit act.
Curioso.
I did not know from whence he came until after the battle, and regret only that I could not capture him alive. What intentions the Imperium has here, I suspect you know far better than I.
I may find the time to try a door or two.
Proceed with caution, Inquisitor. Enemies abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
Lo de que la llave me recuerda a un lugar, pero no recuerdo cuál es. Fuck me. Ojalá acordarme. Sé que hay un lugar que me pidió una llave, pero no me acuerdo cuál es ahorita. ¿La sala de trofeos? ¿Puede ser?
This is a private conversation.
My apologies. I didn't mean to bother you. Gentlemen? Waste of time.
Has anyone seen
Did you
this
hear
now?
what
We're
Gaspar
supposed to have
said
the
to
service in the bar in
Germain?
almost an hour ago.
You told
Germain bore his nephew's spite better than the rest of the council. Did you see that panic in the ship?
Good evening, Inquisitor.
be worth checking out. Breath painful, stabbing, and then real stabbing. Lungs full, frothing. Scent of apples as it all goes black.
Death by Apple Pie, a lovely poem by our dear friend Cole.
Desde que subí esa caja, los grandes apartamentos, 9 personas intentan preguntarme sutilmente dónde está la cámara. Incluso un par de gentilhombres, el quinto vicejardinero y uno de los soldados de la gran duquesa, no estoy tan loco para decírselo. ¿Y cómo agarro eso? Bueno.
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
He doesn't belong. Even if he weren't dead, he would be wrong.
Is that the Chalon family crest? What have you been up to, Gaspard?
Time to have a word with the Duke.
No! No!
Venatori agents! That must be the Venatori leader. matching this approach. They're organized.
Hay que subir, entiendo.
We should search the area.
Mierda, me trancaron la puerta. So, what now? Y a ver, ¿y ahora? Ya me dio una vuelta. A ver, el mapa me dice que es acá.
Ready yourself!
requieren más estatuillas.
Fancy meeting you here.
Tú eres la...
So, you're Inquisitor Trevelyan. I'm surprised they got you sobered up and dressed for this party. We haven't been properly introduced, have we?
Me
I'm
imaginaba.
Ambassador Briala.
Impressive shot, Ambassador.
Welcome to the Imperial Court, friend. This is our diplomacy at work. You cleaned this place out. Will take a month to get all the winter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
Gaspard killed him, I think. The knife has a Chalon's crest on the hilt.
I knew it. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers. But killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Curioso, porque él dijo lo mismo acerca de ti.
Are you sure he's behind this? He was too easygoing for a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's Orlesian. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
A ver, entonces entiendo que me están dando otra vez porque parece la elección de Cullen, Josephine y Leliana. ¿Leliana se llama? No me acuerdo. Entiendo que los elfos estos son espías, la otra es más política y el bueno es más militar. Pero a mí me parece que los elfos estos están con la emperatriz.
I would consider such an alliance.
We can help each other, Inquisitor. We are both outsiders here, after all. I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
More politics and double-dealing. Is there anyone here who is not corrupt?
There's so much conniving and backstabbing here. Makes me homesick.
Política.
Thank you, Inquisitor. Head back to the ballroom. We'll handle this.
Leave us.
Is it true what they say? You're the Inquisitor, are you not? We heard
Yes.
stories of your accomplishments.
I'd wager I have better tales than anything you've heard.
I told you, Philippe. Not everyone fights an archdemon and lives to tell. It's an inspiration.
If you'd like, Commander Cullen could give you all the details of that battle. He's in the ballroom.
Really? But I shouldn't leave my post.
You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, the world is coming to an end. If we don't hear this story now, we'll never have a chance.
You're right. Thank you, Inquisitor. Let's go.
What the fuck is
I
this,
should look
güey?
around.
Secretos escandalosos. Philip, ve al ala oeste del palacio donde te van en 3 capas de brandy. No hay que correr riesgos. Gaspard. Oh. Se necesita pícaro. No aviso caer así, a ver. Bueno, no puedo porque ya empezó la cinemática.
We met briefly. I am Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon. Welcome to my party.
Igual hay un montón de delay ya. Empezó, creo que es Twitch el que está fallando porque estoy viendo el stream de Fortune y él también se le estaba cayendo. Pero a él se le estaba cayendo, yo tengo delay como mierda.
Why am I not at all surprised that you want to see me now?
This is Orlais, Inquisitor. Nothing happens by accident. I believe tonight you and I are both concerned by the actions of a certain person. Come, dance with me. Spies will not hear us on the dance floor.
Está comprometida. Ok, vamos.
Very well. Shall we dance, Your Grace?
I'd be delighted. You are from the Free Marches, are you not? How much do you know about our little war?
Le lo hizo soltateras.
It doesn't matter where you're from, Your Grace. Everyone knows what's happening in the Empire.
I often forget about the world outside of the Imperial Court.
It took great effort to arrange tonight's negotiations. Yet one party would use this occasion for blackest treason. The security of the Empire is at stake. Neither one of us wishes to see it fall.
I'm here to make sure it doesn't.
Perhaps the Maker truly has sent you to us. The world is filled with doubt and uncertainty.
Lucha menos
Fear
10.
rules more hearts than any empire. I know you arrived here as a guest of my brother Gaspard, and have been everywhere in the palace. You are a curiosity to many, Inquisitor, and a matter of concern to some.
Am I the curiosity or the concern to you, Your Grace?
A little of both, actually. This evening is of great importance, Inquisitor. I wonder what role you will play in it. Do you even yet know who is friend and who is foe? Who in the court can be trusted?
An excellent question. I might ask the same of you, Your Grace.
In the Winter Palace, everyone is alone. It cannot have escaped your notice that certain parties are engaged in dangerous machinations tonight.
I thought dangerous machinations were the national sport.
You have little time. The attack will come soon. You must stop Gaspard before he strikes. In the Royal Wing Garden, you will find the captain of my brother's mercenaries. He knows all Gaspard's secrets. I'm sure you can persuade him to be forthcoming.
We'll see what the night has in store, won't we?
No sé exactamente.
You'll be the talk of the court for months. We should take you dancing more often.
No sé exactamente qué está apuntando el juego, porque yo entendía que me estaba apuntando a como a medias tintas y al final decidir por uno o por otro. Pero Gaspar claramente está haciendo cosas malas. Y el otro lado sí puede que sean un poquito cuestionables, pero en el sentido de como por ejemplo como hay a veces fiestas o mierdas de estas en guerra. Pero fuera de eso no es tan grave.
It's a relief to do something other than fight demons and horrors.
You still face demons and horrors. These ones are simply better dressed.
Were you dancing with Duchess Florian?
More importantly, what happened in the servants' quarters? I heard there was fighting.
I hope you have good news. It appears the peace talks are crumbling.
The Grand Duchess told me there's proof Gaspard is in league with Tevinter.
She offered up her own brother? She's more cutthroat than I realized.
Then, the attack on the Empress will happen tonight.
Warning Celine is pointless. She needs these talks to succeed, and to flee would admit defeat.
Then perhaps we should let her die.
No vamos a hacerlo. What do you mean?
You have an idea, Liliana?
What Corypheus wants is chaos. Even with Celine alive, that could still happen. To foil his plan, the Empire must remain strong. This evening, someone must emerge victorious.
And it doesn't need to be Celine. She's right.
Do you realize what you're suggesting, Liliana?
Sometimes the best path is not the easiest one.
Me he decidido por Gaspar.
You're asking me to decide what's best for Orlais.
More than that, whoever controls the Imperial throne will affect all of Thedas.
You cannot stop Corypheus without a decision. You must support someone, or all is lost.
Then we should support Celine. She is the rightful ruler. Why would we say otherwise?
Because she led Orlais to this point. I say Gaspard, provided his sister is wrong about him.
I would suggest Briala. She could bring true peace, not only to the Empire, but also to its elves.
This is, however, your decision, Inquisitor, not ours.
Pero ¿por qué la Inquisición? No, supongo que tiene sentido que la Inquisición sea el que tome cartas en el asunto. Por Gaspar, salvamos a la emperatriz.
I can't decide this. Not yet.
You must. Even inaction is a decision, Inquisitor.
Oh.
You could speak to Celine in the ballroom, but she won't act. Not without proof.
If Gaspard is guilty, he'll admit nothing. If he's innocent, he knows nothing. We need the truth.
Claro.
What did Duchess Florian tell you?
She said Gaspard's mercenary captain is in the royal wing, that he knows about the assassination.
Which could be a trap.
Or a lead. Either way, you should search the private quarters in that wing for clues.
Then get me access. And in the meantime, get your soldiers into position.
At once. Be careful, Inquisitor.
Sí, esa es la última pista que tenemos. Inaction is a decision. Saluda a la emperatriz. Detrás de cada emperatriz. No, arriba, arriba. Encuentra material en el área para poner chantaje de Gaspard. Dar el chantaje a Briala.
They won't miss just a few.
Stay out of trouble, Cole.
Socks get wet when the tide rises.
You must admit, the work done in Cumberland...
Interesting. Waste of time.
El ala real.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
I don't think I'm hurt. No one's supposed to be here. Briala said... Oh, I shouldn't have trusted her.
Briala told you to come to this wing of the palace?
Not personally. The ambassador can't be seen talking to the servants. We get coded messages at certain locations, but the order came from her. She's been watching the Grand Duke all night. No surprise she wanted someone to search his sister's room.
Is there anyone else who knows the code and the drop location who could have written those orders?
I don't know. Any of us could do it, but... No. No one else would send me here. It had to be Briala.
So this room belongs to the Grand Duchess Florian?
It used to. This had been her private room in Halam Shiral since she was a child. But this part of the palace was damaged, and the royal family moved to the guest wing.
What were you trying to find in Florian's old room?
The message didn't say. I should have known it was a setup.
This wing is sealed. How did you get in here?
Easy. The door was unlocked. One of the others probably handled it.
If there's a reason you distrust Briala, I want to hear it.
I knew her. Before. When she was Celine's pet. Now she wants to play revolution, but I remember. She was sleeping with the Empress who purged our alienage.
Would you be willing to testify to that, if I asked?
Absolutely. If the Inquisition will protect me, I'll tell you everything I know about our ambassador.
Most Orlesians would say that's Celine's scandal, not Briala's.
Go to the ballroom. Find Commander Cullen.
Ciertamente.
He'll keep you safe.
Thank you. Make her protect you, Inquisitor.
Ya eso es para chantajear a Briala. Pero eso no es lo que vine a buscar. La puta.
Yes, definitely.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué suena?
Inquisitor, what a pleasure. I wasn't certain you'd attend. You're such a challenge to read. I had no idea if you'd taken my bait.
I fear I'm a bit busy at the moment, if you're looking for a dance partner.
Yes, I see that. Such a pity you did not save one final dance for me.
Entonces ya está con su
It was
hermano.
kind of you to walk into my trap so willingly. I was so tired of your meddling. Corypheus insisted that the Empress die tonight, and I would hate to disappoint him.
Why kill the Empress? What does Corypheus want to achieve?
Celine's death is a stepping stone on the path to a better world. Corypheus will enter the Black City and claim the godhood waiting
Bueno, de
for
repente no está con su hermano, no
We
está con
will
ninguno.
cast down your useless maker and usher
Porque está con
in
Corypheus,
tonight's
¿no?
world, guided by the hand of an attentive god.
You're Orlesian royalty. Why would you help Corypheus attack your empire?
You think so small, Inquisitor. Why settle for an empire when Corypheus will remake the entire world? I admit, I will relish the look on Gaspar's face when he realizes I've outplayed him. He always was a sore loser.
What exactly is in this for you?
The world, of course. I'll deliver the entire south of Thedas, and Corypheus will save me. When he has ascended to godhood, I will rule all Thedas in his name.
You don't have to go through with this, Florian. There's still time to turn back.
Oh, my dear Inquisitor, you are so naive. In their darkest dreams, no one imagines I would assassinate Celine myself. All I need is to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. A pity you'll miss the rest of the ball, Inquisitor. They'll be talking of it for years. Kill her. Bring me the marked hand as proof. It will make a fine gift for the Master.
Ah, fuck me.
Just those tits. What was all that? Were those demons? There aren't any more of those blasted demons coming, right?
Good eye. Those were definitely demons.
Maker bless me. Demons? How could there be demons in the fucking Winter Palace? I knew Gaspard was a bastard, but I didn't think he'd feed me to fucking horrors over a damn bill.
Duke Gaspard lured you out here?
Well, his sister. But it had to come from him, didn't it? And all that garbage she was spewing doesn't mean anything. Gaspard had to be the mastermind.
Tell me everything you know.
The Duke wanted to move on the palace tonight, but he didn't have enough fancy chevaliers. So he hired me and my men. He had to offer us triple our usual pay to come to Orlais. Stinking punsy cheesemongers.
He's going to attack tonight? What about the peace talks?
Nobles don't give a shit about honor and conduct unless it suits them. He'll do what it takes to claim the throne.
Impressively ruthless of Gaspard, if predictable.
You saved my life. I owe you. And Gaspard still hasn't paid me. You want me to talk to the Empress or the court or sing a blasted song in a chantry? I'll do it.
Pero no ha sido Gaspar el que lo ha hecho. Es bastante mentira. Y de hecho el otro también es una especulación. Lo de...
Thank the Maker you're back. The Empress will begin her speech soon. What should we do?
Esperar que ataque Florian. Permitir que la emperatriz muera antes de ocuparse la duquesa. Salvar la vida de Celine.
The Grand Duchess is the assassin. Don't let her anywhere near the Empress.
Duchess? At once, Inquisitor.
Let all gathered attend. Her Imperial Majesty will now address the court.
Lords and ladies, as a nation, we mourn our sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, friends and lovers claimed by war. The sky is torn open, our divine is dead, and many fear the end of all things comes upon us. Orlais must stand as a bastion, a bulwark behind which all Thedas may take shelter. So has it stood for 1,000 years. So shall it ever stand. This would not have been possible without the efforts of many. Dear cousin, please step forward.
Ella misma la matará, no creo, ¿no?
Stand down.
Ella misma le iba a matar. Holy shit.
Now! For Corypheus, kill them all! Colin, protect the people!
Yes, Inquisitor.
Holy shit. No me esperé esto, ¿eh? Yo me esperaba un encarcelamiento.
Beaten at every turn. You stole the moment of my triumph, just as you stole the demon army from Merimonde. And now you've chased a defenseless woman into the garden. Are you proud of yourself?
I don't have time for your self-pity. You brought this on yourself.
How perceptive. I did arrange every event of the evening, including this one. The night is still young. All I need to recover is to kill you, Inquisitor. So good of you to attend my soirée.
Come back, Florian! Don't you want to dance?
¿Qué tal, Mario? ¿Cómo estás? Ah. Ah, fuck me, weón. Es que no tengo vida, o sea, no tengo curaciones. Y encima tengo un personaje que empieza sin vida. Y encima la buena pega en área. O sea, todo es putadas. Espérate, tú tienes tu... No. Uy, perdón. A ver, Cowboy, si al menos vas a molestar. Mira, no sé si me la llegó a esquivar. Buena. Vuelve a la sala de baile. Diría que definitivamente la habilidad esta de la definitiva de Cassandra se carrió el combate. Eso de escudar cosas a diestra y siniestra carrió muy fuerte. Se puso a tanquear bastante fuerte. Diría, eso y las pociones. Debería traer más pociones.
Your sister attempted regicide in front of the entire court, Gaspard.
You're the spy master. If anyone knew this atrocity was coming, it was you.
You don't deny your involvement.
I do deny it. I knew nothing of Florian's plans. But you knew it all and did nothing.
I don't know which is better. That you think I'm all-seeing, or that you're trying so hard to play innocent and failing.
Enough. We will not bicker while Tevinter plots against our nation. For the safety of the Empire, I will have answers.
Briala ayudó contra Florian. Usa las pruebas recabadas contra Gaspar para apoyar a Briala. Gaspar y su golpe de estado. Revela la prueba de la de Gaspar a la emperatriz. ¿What? Usa las pruebas recabadas contra Gaspar para apoyar a Briala. Revela la prueba de Gaspar. O sea, en cualquier caso vamos a delatar a Gaspar. La pregunta es, ¿apoyamos a Briala o no? Es que creo que esto es decir que el weón sabía, pero realmente el weón diría yo que él no sabía. Pero Briala creo que tampoco sabía, pero creo que sí se olía algo. Pero no se lo esperaba de la hermana, creo que también se lo esperaba de Gaspar. Así que voy a decir esto, aunque no estoy seguro si estoy del todo correcto. Pero entiendo que es una visión importante, pero voy a decir esto y es por eso que estoy intentando justificar mi decisión.
I wouldn't have caught Florian in time without Briala's help.
You were working together.
Of course.
Of course. Están las órdenes de Gaspar, ahora está amenazando a nuestro capitán mercenario. Asesinado un emisario.
Gaspard murdered a Council of Heralds emissary. We found the body and the Duke's knife downstairs.
The Council will not overlook such a horrendous crime, cousin.
It would be a horrendous crime, if it were true. But I have done no such thing.
Keep talking, Gaspard. Eventually, you'll convince somebody.
There were also the threats Gaspard made to the Council of Heralds to bully them into giving him the crown.
Gaspard is a bully. Is that the worst you can say of me?
He also ordered his general to sneak troops into the Winter Palace. Briala found all of this out for your sake, Celine.
In light of overwhelming evidence, we have no choice but to declare you an enemy of the Empire. You are hereby sentenced to death.
Chuch, como desees, Gaspar ejecutado, recompensa. Pero también intentar reconciliar a Selene y Briala. Sure.
I think Ambassador Briala deserves some reward for uncovering all this.
For this service to the Empire, Briala, your previous treachery will be pardoned. But you will have to live in exile.
You're too kind.
Thank you, Inquisitor, for all your efforts tonight. I owe you my life, and Orlais owes you its future. You have done a service for the Empire never.
Me hace gracia porque Cole se aprueba mucho, pero Cole está a favor también de que la dejara viva esta buena.
Truly are the instrument of Andraste. Orlais will
Curioso.
never forget your part in this, nor will I.
Así que no estoy seguro de qué exactamente se aprueba Cole.
Lords and ladies of the court, the civil war which has plagued us is at an end. The Orlesian Empire is whole again. Those who drove us into war for selfish gain have been dealt with as traitors. Gaspard de Chalon is guilty of treason. He is no longer our cousin and shall never again hold title or land in Orlais. We have lost enough. No more! Now, we can move forward to healing and restoration. In our hour of need, the Inquisition has faced these dangers beside us. It is the honor of Orlais to stand with Andraste's herald to end this crisis. And in ages to come, our children and grandchildren can say that we left them a brighter world. Will you address the court, my friend?
Ya gente no se nos va, se les dio contactos.
Our enemy is clever. He manipulated the highest-ranking members of the court. If we want victory, we will have to fight him in more ways than one.
We of the court must use our resources. Not every battle is won on the field, but that is tomorrow. Tonight, feast, my friends. Enjoy our victory. There will be many more to come.
The Orlesian nobility make drunken toasts to your victory,
¿Verdad?
and yet you are not present.
Me olvidé de esta mujer.
Do you tire so quickly of their congratulations, Inquisitor? 'Tis most fickle, after all your efforts on their behalf.
Everyone suddenly wants to talk to me. You, at least, I'm glad to see.
Then I have happy news, as you shall be seeing a great deal more.
Qué bien.
By imperial decree, I have been named liaison to the Inquisition. Celine wishes to offer you any and all aid, including mine.
Me encantan sus ojos. Me encanta, me encanta. Me encanta esta mujer en general, me encanta.
I had no idea you were interested in joining the Inquisition.
The assignment has been given to me, regardless of my personal interest. Celine knows you face an opponent who wields great magical power, which is far more important than her own curiosity. You will require my knowledge if you are to defeat such magic. Regardless, Corypheus is a threat to Orlais and to myself. Thus, I am not opposed to the appointment.
What skills do you have that would benefit us?
I have knowledge which falls beyond the realm of most mages. I suspect
Blood
this is
magic,
also
de
true of
repente?
Corypheus. Thus it behooves you to add to your arcane arsenal, yes? Mundane knowledge will not bring the rift in the sky to a close, after all.
Claro, soy una madre de sangre, entonces.
When you say knowledge beyond the realm of most mages, do you mean blood magic?
I know many obscure, forgotten, and forbidden arts. Some of it you might consider blood magic, yes? Should thought of that frighten you, allow me to offer reassurance. Knowledge alone does no harm.
True.
What I possess, I place at your disposal to make use of or ignore as you desire.
Como la enana que tenemos en la herrería, ¿no? Que ella sabe, supuestamente ella sabe mucho de magia, pero por ser enana no puede usar magia. Bueno, no recuerdo si era por ser enana o porque nació sin afinación, creo que es la palabra, a la magia. Pero en cualquier caso no puede usar magia. Solo, pero sí, sí sabe cómo es, sabe cómo se debería usar, pero no la puede usar. Lo cual en concepto me parece la polla.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Skyhold.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan. Me voy a ligar bien fuerte a Morrigan, ¿eh?
Is everything all right? You look troubled.
El pobre duque, no, ningún pobre duque. Se hacen problemas temas que bien.
I'm just worn out. Tonight has been
A long one?
It was a tumultuous evening, but Orlais is safe now. It was worth the struggle. Is there anything I can do? Can I get you anything? A drink, perhaps?
Me pregunto si, o sea, si ha venido, porque ha venido Josephine. Y me pregunto si ha venido Josephine porque en teoría al final decidí lo que ella creía que era lo mejor para el reino, ¿no? De repente si elegía, o sea, primero entiendo que el procedimiento es este. Si evitas que muera Celine, ya eliges por que Celine se quede como emperatriz, ¿no? Pero entiendo que si eliges salvarla. Si eliges que se muera, luego tienes que apoyar o a Brilay, creo que se llama, que es la de los elfos, la espía de los elfos, o al duque, al gran duque. Entonces ahí supongo que si ibas por esos lados, de repente aquí venía a confortarte uno de los otros dos que están como pensando por esos lados. Necesito un momento, estoy para volver.
It's time to head back to Skyhold.
Of course. It will be good to go home.
Ojos crueles, corazones crueles.
The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies, ordinations. Make us mercy.
That's quite impossible at the moment. However, I will see to this matter as soon as possible.
My Lady Inquisitor. Please, may I have a word with you?
Siempre hay algo.
How may I assist you, revered mother?
With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine. We cannot answer it without the left and right hands of divine Justinia V.
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady Leliana and Seeker Cassandra cannot be spared from their duties.
But surely with the support of the Empire, the Inquisition will not be harmed by the loss of just 2 souls.
Es cierto, o sea, porque la buena Justine, no sé cómo se pronuncia, bueno. La buena que se murió, sus manos izquierda y derecha son miembros importantes de la Inquisición. Lo cual es curioso.
Why do you need Leliana and Cassandra?
They were Her Holiness's most trusted advisors. They represent her legacy, her hopes for peace in Thedas. They could rally the Grand Clerics to follow as no candidate from the clergy has been able to.
¿Tan dividido está el clero? ¿Qué decís? ¿Son candidatas a divina? Oh, eso es interesante. A ver, quiero preguntar eso.
Liliana and Cassandra are candidates to become the Divine? How is that possible?
Not yet. But they could be.
Oh, could be.
We need them to be. There is precedent. Other times when
Oh, ya ha
clerics
pasado
remained
antes.
deadlocked, a successor was chosen from outside the clergy.
Claro,
Lady
outside.
Liliana and
Alguien que no
Cassandra
forme
were
parte del clero.
Justinia's most trusted friends and
Ah,
advisors.
interesante, interesante.
Our late divine is still held in high esteem. To honor her, the Grand Clerics might support one of them as successor.
How long does the Chantry need them?
Several months, at least. If one
Varios
of them is crowned
meses.
divine, she would not be returning to the Inquisition.
Claro, si una de ellas se convierte en divina.
Liliana and Cassandra would have to make that decision for themselves.
And they certainly will, at a later date. The Inquisitor has only just returned. I have important business to attend to. You must excuse us, revered mother.
Yo también opino lo mismo, que ellas deberían escoger por sí mismas. Si ellas quieren asistir
Don't
a...
let them detract from your victory at Alam-Shiral. We've beaten his wardens and stopped his intrigues. Soon, Corypheus will have no place to hide. Cullen is hoping to press our advantage. We'll plan our next attack when you're ready.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be bastard. I've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Eso yo le pregunté.
No problem.
¿No? Estoy casi seguro.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam-Shiral, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
I'm pleased you had a good time.
Political gambits? Broken promises? Half-truths? It is a palace full of motivation. And motivation is where great things happen. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally. Especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Am I sensing concern over how we dealt with Briala?
Why would I disapprove of...
No.
Because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Oh, interesante. Eso es muy triste, deberías pensar en ello.
Who do you have much in common with? Who are your people?
A good question. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, Briala did what she could. She was an admirable woman, even if her gambit failed.
Even if we couldn't help Briala, I hope we can make life better for Orlesian elves.
Stop Corypheus. That will do for a start.
True.
It speaks well of you to feel for the oppressed. Help them for that. Know them for what they are, instead of just seeing a pair of pointed ears.
Es curioso que diga eso. Yo la verdad es que pensé que estaría un poco más tocado. Teniendo en cuenta cómo reaccionaba frente a los magos. Supongo que él ve más a los magos como como alguien al que quieren sentirse identificado que a un elfo.
Inquisitor, if you're looking for the commander, he's gone to speak with Seeker Pentecost.
Averigua por qué se reúnen Julián y Cassandra.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. You saved an empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
That's something you'd like to do more often, then?
Watch as you twist an entire empire around your little finger. Yes, please. Of course, that leaves only Tevinter. And it wouldn't work as well there.
No? Why not?
Our dances are so much more intense. If an evening lacks a murder, Smith call it a ball. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
Me encanta hablar con este señor, güey.
I should go.
Try not to kill anyone without me.
Dorian es la polla.
I heard of your verdict on Alexius, Inquisitor. Research on your behalf is almost too kind. I hope you know what you're doing. Do be wary of anything that man proposes.
I'll leave you to it.
Pero bueno, se venía a vivir acá, qué pesada es.
Inquisitor, I find myself in the unpleasant position of asking you for help. There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I've been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but won't tell me what it's for?
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion.
True.
You wouldn't want me to speak about your many issues.
True.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
No. Chucha, sí, I guess. Si me lo encuentro, lo hago.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Whoever becomes divine will have my support if she requires it.
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely require the Inquisition's backing. The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence over the people. Who tells the people what's right? Who do they look to in times of peril? A divine with enough support can change the Chantry. And with it, Thedas. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
Si Curifeo gana. Ahí Cheli puede tepearme más rápido, creo.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and...
What the fuck, una caja?
Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy...
Ahí hay un cadáver, ¿eso me estás diciendo?
They ask that we judge her.
Si fuera juzgada, su pertenencia será anulada, se evitaría una burocracia considerable. Oh my god. Claro, es que la matamos en el escape, ¿no? Pero si está muerta.
Are you serious? I did my part.
¿No puedo juzgar a alguien muerto?
Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive me, there is an odor.
Oh my god. What the fuck? ¡Ja! Servicios comunitarios. ¿Hay un precedente? Oh, de conocimiento, a ver.
Strangely enough, something similar happened to an uncle of Emperor Leandra II. His trade routes were returned to the reigning monarch. Why don't we just follow suit?
A wise choice. Thank you for making it swiftly.
Qué bien. Cagué de risa con las cosas que pasan en este juego.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
The Empress realized she was in danger.
She's always in danger. Those loyal to her should have practiced more vigilance. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
Era un nido de víboras. Me sentí desplazada, fue muy emocionante.
Insular cliques, snide half-truths, everyone sizing up everyone else. It reminded me of home.
I completely understand the feeling, Inquisitor. Let's hope the next ball either of our families holds is quieter than this one, shall we?
¿Por qué me está saliendo que juzgue? Yo ya juzgué. Se ha bugueado, no es la primera vez que pasa.
I would have been merciful with the man, but he made a difficult decision.
Your worship.
Y hay que ver, son quien Cassandra y Cullen.
You asked for my opinion, and I've given it. Why would you expect it to change?
I expect you to keep your word. It's relentless. I can't...
You give yourself too little credit.
If I'm unable to fulfill what vows I kept, then nothing good has come of this. Would you rather save face than admit...
Perdón?
We will speak of this later.
And people say I'm stubborn. This is ridiculous. Cullen told you that he's no longer taking lyrium.
Ah, sí, ¿verdad? Que él y... Que Cassandra y él se están... Que Cassandra lo está vigilando. Es cierto, sí me acuerdo. Creo que es algo muy valiente. Estaba decidido a ello. Estoy a vigilarlo.
Yes. He trusted your judgment on the matter.
He was not interested in my judgment today.
¿Ah, no?
Cullen has asked that I recommend a replacement for him. I refused. It's not necessary. Besides, it would destroy him. He's come so far.
Allá, o sea, el weón no se siente capaz, chucha, y le está diciendo que busque un reemplazo. Entonces Cassandra le dice, no, pero yo te veo de puta madre. Por eso le dice, yo quería tu compromiso, ¿no? Y la Wanda le dice, pero weón, tú me dijiste, claro, entiendo que las partes fueron, mira, voy a dejar de drogarme, pero si ves que me afecta, les dices para que me saquen del consejo. De puta madre. Y de repente viene, él se acerca y te dice, no, es que quiero irme del consejo porque no me veo fuerte. ¿Pero por qué si yo te veo puta madre?
Why didn't he come to me?
We had an agreement long before you joined us. As a seeker, I could evaluate the dangers.
Is there anything we can do to change his mind?
If anyone could, it's you. Mages have made their suffering known, but Templars never have. They are bound to the Order, mind and soul, with someone always holding their lyrium leash. Cullen has a chance to break that leash, to prove to himself, and anyone who would follow suit, that it's possible. He can do this. I knew that when we met in Kirkwall. Talk to him. Decide if now is the time.
El momento de dejar el consejo. Supongo, no sé. Habla con Cullen, perseverancia.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
The fun never ends in Skyhold, does it?
The Inquisitor was hilarious. That's what they'll say one day. You. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next divine. Because of what
Algo me han
happened at
dicho.
Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
Pues di que no.
How can you and Liliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner.
Galatea una commoner.
Liliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
Qué locazo, güey. Hasta ha habido una madre sacerdotisa que era una commoner. Ese precedente Es un precedente claro, que estas son miembros como dice, el clero de una extensión. Entonces, que antes había habido una Covenant y eso es un precedente para cualquier tipo de cosa externa. Porque no soy candidata.
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because they don't know what you are, and they're frightened of you. A weight such as yours would break the Sunburst throne and tear the Chantry to pieces. I just don't know why they believe Leliana or I would be any better.
Supongo porque peligran que se vea perfecta. Oye, que no, no quiere.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Claro.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars. This cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Es cierto, es que se podría decir que dejó la iglesia por fundar la Inquisición, porque la Inquisición no, o sea, no era apoyada por la iglesia. La capilla, aún, creo que, bueno, ahorita parece que ya un poco, pero antes no. La capilla ya fallaba con tiempos extremos. Pues es lo mejor, ¿no?
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Claro.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then thank you. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Si quiere hacer un cambio, why not, ¿no? Una operación, apoyar a Cassandra. Oh shit, así de directo. Aquí que.
You'll be quick, will you?
Vete. La senda del templario. ¿Dónde está? Cassandra, ¿dónde está tu wea?
I understand the Inquisition has tracked down the missing Seekers. Care Oswin. I didn't see Ban Loren as the sort of nobleman that would become involved in this war. The sooner we go there, the sooner I can put this search behind me.
So, you're a candidate for Divine now?
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do
Oh,
that,
iba a decir esto es sacrificio, pero no tiene otro nombre. Selfless devotion puede ser. Pero creo que la palabra que estoy buscando es selfless.
I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
O sea, ella sí quiere ser divina, entiendo. Aspiraría al trono radiante, dice.
I think you'd make an excellent choice.
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Padre, ¿qué decía? Puta, no le... Carta ya en una casa de Riscorro, Pedro, me las montañas, dime la gente. ¿Ese será? A ver, otro compadre. Se dice, a ver si... Alzad la voz. Ya, pero yo quiero cambiarle a los templarios. No está ni por acá.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fort.
What?
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral?
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
Sí, esa preguntaba.
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses and a rare Orzuma contract.
Ya, pero tus calificaciones.
And your qualifications.
To be honest, Your Worship, that was my question. A nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
How is it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Yo no me acuerdo por los planes de armas. Siempre que entro no me estás tocando la canción,
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
I hate politics.
You've got a crappy job then, boss.
A ver, todo el mundo odia la política. Incluso los políticos.
Could be better.
Pero son un mal necesario. Porque el ser humano en general es político, ¿no?
Count yourself fortunate.
Que político es una forma muy adornada de hablar de negociaciones.
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined. Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way.
Un joven prometedor.
Thank you.
Pero a Cole creo que estaba arriba del todo, a ver. Me he olvidado.
No need to clear a space. They will all turn away. Inquisitor. I suppose you're right.
Where did she train? Her ways are
Something like that. The witch? You don't know. She was mentored by Asher.
Habría que buscar a... ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Morgan? ¿Cómo se llama? Morrigan, ¿no?
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
No, hijo, claramente no estás entendiendo.
What did you think of the masks?
What masks?
The masks. Everyone had them on their faces.
Those weren't their faces.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably. Welcome back.
I'll ask around again tomorrow.
Thank you. I see.
We don't have the strength treaties to jump through Grey Warden.
"'Tis a large fortress, Inquisitor. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased."
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tara Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
We were lucky to have found it when we did.
Fate is often mistaken for luck, as Mother is fond of saying.
Mhm.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may. I understand you have spared the Grey Wardens from destroying what goodwill was left them. 'Tis good of you, considering the weakness Corypheus exploited was their own doing. Still, should a true archdemon one day arise, they will no doubt be needed. Or so they would have us believe.
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that. A web of favors has wrapped every noble family in southern Thedas around your fingers. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
We have to defeat him first. Then I'll worry about what's next.
Should that happen, the world will lie at your feet, more or less. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah yes, whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kukari Wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight?
The Blight began in the Kukari Wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. She is the reason the Blight was defeated. We did not part on good terms. I regret a great deal, but that, most of all. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues.
No quería hacer eso, me dolía mucho.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Of course.
I leave you to the garden. What the fuck is this? A ver, ¿con quién me falta hablar?
Strange bit of kit for a fortress, but no one else has them, that's for sure.
Con Blackwall, pero Blackwall está lejos. Voy a ir a por hablar con Blackwall igual. Con Tepe creo que llegó el toque. Con mis magos ya hablé, con mis pícaros ya hablé, con mis guerreros falta Blackwall, con la triada también. Ah, falta Cullen.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Cullen, if you need to talk...
You don't have to. I never meant for this to interfere.
I believe you.
But whatever good it does, promises me nothing if I cannot keep them. Did you know Ferelden's circle was taken over by abominations? I was there. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? Her fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall's circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Y entra un weón así de la nada.
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
Me importa lo que quieres. Eso sería lo mejor. Curio empezar a tomar interés bien, pues este trabajo. Nada de delirio. Me importa lo que... ¿Y esto qué quiere decir, weón? Aparte de ser una opción romántica.
You give enough, Cullen. I'm not asking you for more. The Inquisition can be your chance to start over. If you want it to be.
I don't know if that's possible.
It is.
All right.
Habla con los consejeros en la sala del consejo. Lo que ha traído el orgullo. Wait, es una nueva misión. Wait, ¿vamos a dejar a Cullen de lado? Nueva operación, romper. Ahora vamos a ver qué pasa.
Worship.
¿Más?
Time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
We're well loved in Orlais. Say the words and Empress Celine will send her support.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Perhaps they'll rethink following the Darkspawn Magister from the dawn of time. Where is Corypheus now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
They've terrorized Thedas long enough. We end them now. If Corypheus is hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we'll go.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
Uf. Y los tres se quedan.
This is an illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
You can restore an artifact like this?
There was a price, but one I gladly paid. I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
¿Y a dónde iba? A la poderosa pantalla de carga.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads.
The Crossroads.
All Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
Corypheus wants to come here.
Mierda, no le di el que quería. Se me fue el joystick.
But it is very close.
Fuck.
Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
La senda de la Inquisición, lo que trae orgullo.
Your worship.
Conexiones. Amigas importantes. Las manos hábiles. Y el que sigue. Peores afectados por la guerra civil, un favor devuelto. Poner las cosas en marcha. Apoyar a Cassandra. Dar un acuerdo por planos de armas. Adriestarlos.
Any news on rifts beyond reach of the Inquisition?
Yes. And it is not good.
Un informe oficial entregado. Aproximaciones y progresos actuales. Algunos herbívoros parecen especialmente sensibles a alteraciones causadas por las grietas. Los hábitos migratorios y emprendimientos así afectados. Muestra aparentes explicaciones del comportamiento de los depredadores a falta de un estudio más exhaustivo. Notas adicionales. Estudiar las alteraciones en el comportamiento animal ha descubierto algo que por el resultado útil de los soldados de la Inquisición. El comportamiento humano también es impredecible. Seguirán iniciando investigaciones que notifiquen lo contrario. El Isma de Rinton. Comandante, han aparecido muchos magos y espero que sean amistosos porque si no estamos en apuros, Capitán Roylen. Vamos a dar los resultados para el programa. Vamos a montar un paso a avanzar y no en saltadas. El escrito emperador llevará la fuerza de la Inquisición contra Corifios, pero también debe ocuparse de problemas domésticos. La idea del velo aumentada por las grietas ha hecho que aparezcan demonios en el camino de Valfred a Mosinmar. Hay que hacer algo al respecto. Por desgracia, la situación ha empeorado con el aumento del número de viajeros en los caminos. Mercaderes que buscan restablecer sus actividades civiles desplazando a la que regresan a casa tras la guerra. El Madre Ejército Imperial ha solicitado la ayuda de la Inquisición para bloquear esta amenaza. Es una oportunidad para fortalecer nuestra alianza y demostrarnos sus semejantes. Una empresa común también mejorará nuestro emprendimiento en la estructura de las éticas del ejército imperial. Dudo que el ejército necesite la ayuda de un destacamento de soldados. Mis agentes pueden explorar los caminos y desviar a los viajeros para que eviten las personas. Los mercaderes se enojan con nuestros salvados, pero los civiles necesitan protección. Podemos solicitar ayuda a la capilla de su parte.
Inquisitor.
Apoyar a Cassandra. La Inquisición tendrá que apoyar con discreción a Cassandra como candidata próxima divina. La capilla siempre ha mirado con ojos malos las declaraciones abiertas, de modo que algo así sería contraproducente. En cambio, unas palabras susurradas al oído correcto para ser efectivas. No, también se apoya a la Inquisición, no para apoyar a nadie más. O sea, puedo apoyar o a Cassandra o a Leliana. Pero Leliana no me sale para apoyarla. Supongo que tendrá que pasar algo primero para poder apoyarla después. Sé exactamente quién informar. Hay que aplicarse esta presión política para que la propuesta llegue a puerto. Me gustaría saber primero qué opina Lilian. Porque Lilian sé que opina ciertas cosas. Pero no parece que esté muy animada a ser la siguiente divina. El segundo Doria es posible descubrir quién fue Corifeo en el pasado. Se adornábamos con regalos. Invitábamos a una gente que está frente al archivo y descubrir lo que necesitamos.
Let's see what we have.
El segundo era me veces de interno pero no.
At your service.
At your service. Y a ver, me acuerdo que había un... El amuleto, ¿verdad? Bueno. Esto vamos a hacer y creo que puede ser que lo veo dejando por aquí. Josephine Monteliet. $192 de DPS. Atuendo forma. Uy, ¿mi armadura? Ah, sí. La armadura.
You are certain of these rumors? A mage? Considered for divine?
The Winter Palace assaulted. Duchess Florian disgraced.
How odd that more men show up at the manor to speak with you. You and not I.
I apologize. I never met those men.
And what did they need? Nothing unsavory.
Do you know where this noble wanted to meet us?
I do. The Comte Boisvert invited us to his mansion, not far from here. I pray he clears up the deaths of my messengers, as promised.
Lead the way.
Si es muy corta, igual le hacemos otra.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for seeing us, Comte Boisvert.
The honor is mine. Please, sit. It's an honor to assist two such distinguished guests.
We appreciate your help, Comte.
The death of Lady Montily's servants must weigh heavily. Have you heard of the House of Repose?
The Assassin's League?
Madre mía, la Liga de Asesinos.
My contacts obtained a copy of a document in the archives. Contract for life.
The House of Repose is hereby sworn to eliminate anyone attempting to overturn the Montiliers' trading exile in Orlais.
Who's sending these assassins?
The contract was signed by a noble family. The Du Paraquets.
But the Du Paraquets died out as a noble line over 60 years ago.
Como
Indeed.
Batman.
But the contract was signed 109 years ago.
How can a family try to kill you after they died out?
The Du Paraquets were our rivals. They drove the Montiliers from Val Royaux. This contract was drawn up over 100 years ago, but it wasn't invoked until I tried to overturn my family's exile.
Claro. Chuch, qué locazo, ¿ah?
The House of Repose is merely fulfilling its contractual.
Claro, porque es un contrato, es viejísimo, pero es como, eso me recuerda que en la serie esta Better Call Saul, ¿cuál es la palabra? En un testamento le dice, si Juanito, no mejor los nombres, ya, pero básicamente la anciana dice, si Juanito terminó la universidad, le dejo esto, si no, esto que estoy dejándole, se lo lleva esta otra persona. La caga.
If the people who wanted your family dead are gone, why are the assassins still after you?
A contract is a contract,
Claro.
Inquisitor. Orlesian businesses live and die by their reputations. The entire guild's welfare would be endangered if an agreement was tossed aside on a whim of time or fate.
She's quite right, Your Worship. The House of Repose is doing what it feels necessary. By its standards.
Claro, por sus estándares, por su forma de actuar, ¿no? ¿Qué es el plan, Josephine?
I assume you have a thought or two on this, Josephine?
The Duparakets still have descendants under the common branch. If we elevate them to nobility, a Duparaket could annul the contract on my life.
That will take time, Lady Montigny. Time during which the House of Repose will be obliged to hunt you.
Will they now?
Por el principio,
You
sí.
are exceedingly well informed. You're not to have said you'd heard rumors, at best.
A bit of subterfuge. This contract on your life is an ugly business. One the House of Repose deeply regrets.
Oh, ese señor es miembro.
But this is Orlais. Even an assassin's word is his bond.
Does Comte Boisvert actually exist?
Absolutely. The Comte's offer to reveal the killers of Lady Montily's messengers was genuine. So was his information somehow. An end to be tied up later.
O sea, el conde con el que están hablando no es el conde. Es un que te está haciendo pasar por el conde, pero no es. Pero el conde sí existe.
I'm guessing the actual Comte Boisvert met with a fatal accident.
Comte Boisvert slumbers in a nearby closet. Nothing more. The contract on Lady Montily's life is so unusual, we felt the courtesy of an explanation was in order.
It is appreciated, monsieur.
Your idea to seek out the Duparaket to revoke our orders is an interesting one. I wish you luck.
Chuch.
I did not come to shed blood today, Inquisitor. Only to speak. Might I pass?
No sé, puede decirte. El conde puede sufrir daños, estás muerto.
Why warn us about your contract and let us go?
In Orlais, it is only decent to inform those involved in a contract when extraordinary circumstances conspire.
And the guild's reputation would suffer if you ignored the contract. I quite understand.
Thank you, my lady. May we conclude with my departure?
La verdad es que sí me parece de puta madre, porque es como ellos dicen, mira, tenemos que cumplir este contrato de hace 100 años, ¿y ahora qué hacemos? Me parece una putada, pero es que la reputación. Pero mira, en ninguna parte del contrato dice que no le comentemos esto a las partes involucradas. Entonces venía a contarle, mira, la vamos a perseguir porque es parte del contrato. Mis más sinceras disculpas, pero solo son business. Ok, you can go.
Go, then.
Good day, your worship. My lady, I pray we never meet again.
Well, I didn't think our meeting would end like this.
We'll deal with these assassins.
I have some thoughts. Let's discuss them back at Skyhold. I'll feel safer with the castle's walls around me.
Do you hear something?
Oh, goodness. Comte Boisvert, is that you? Oh, the lock's been broken off. We'll find a saw. I realize the cabinet is quite valuable, Comte, but surely... A locksmith, then? As you wish.
A locksmith. Habla con Josefina.
Has there been an exchange?
Sister Lilia, Leliana says the guests are on their way. The last inheritances are discovered, and taupe is not a spring color. Good. Tell her we've prepared their best stateroom. The inheritors will be contacted, and yes, it absolutely is. I'm so sorry, Inquisitor. I never thought my family's trading status would trap us in an assassin's plot.
You couldn't have known it would lead to this House of Repose coming after you.
It still shouldn't have slipped past me. I've tracked down the last du Paraquets. If they become gentry, they can annul the contract on my life. We'll require a noble from Val Royaux to sponsor them, a judge to provide documents, a minister to ratify them.
It's so like you to take the longest course of action, even when your life is at stake.
I assume you already know everything about this mess.
There is a faster way, Josephine. The original contract on your life is in the vaults of the House of Repose.
Yeah?
If my agents infiltrate it and destroy the original, the assassin will have no obligation to chase you.
Leliana, please. I want no more bloodshed over a personal affair.
Don't be so stubborn, Josie. How long will it take you to gather these favors in Val Royaux?
Es cierto que es más rápido, pero yo creo que Josephine... Yo creo que si Josephine quiere hacerlo así, yo lo apoyo.
We can solve this without more deaths on either side.
My people are ready, should you change your mind. I'll post a watch on our ambassador in case the House of Repose visits.
I appreciate it, but I still believe elevating the du Paraquets will solve this. First, we need to perform some favors in Val Royaux. I'd be happy to discuss where we could begin.
Destruir el contrato de la casa de reposo. Opcional, le envió las escenas de Lilian. Habla con Josephine sobre los siguientes pasos. Wait, what?
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
You said I'd have to do some favors in Val Royaux if we want to make the du Paraquets lords.
The Countess Dion is our first step. Her lover, a mage from the White Spire, is missing. Bring her news of him and she'll be very amenable to sponsoring the du Paraquets as lords.
Busca un patrocinador para los du Paraquet. Un sponsor. Un Patreon. Están todos ocupados. Me parece. No veo la exclamación, o sea que están todos ocupados. A ver qué tal tenemos.
With the Civil War over, Orlais is focusing on rebuilding.
There is still trouble in the Dales. We've had no news from the Exalted Plains for weeks.
Qué asco me da este menú, ¿sabes? Esperar las tierras de las tropas. Es que supuestamente tengo que hacer algo, pero no sé cuál es.
The city has agreed to send us 5 dozen
Romper.
Guardsmen. Not raw recruits. With luck, they'll know which end to grip a sword by.
Misiones delicadas. Es que ese es otra cosa. Eso no es. Parece, pero no es. Tenían que lograr esa especie buscar el contrato para matar a Josephine. Ni idea, no sé cuál será la verdad. Pantalla de carga.
Inquisitor, welcome to the Exalted Plains, a place with a long and bloody history. Even now, the region is volatile. This was a front in the Civil War. Now there's rebels called the Freemen of the Dales, recently emerged and adding to the chaos.
This is where the elves made their last stand, isn't it?
Ah, you studied the Dales. Yes. When offered a chance to lay down their arms and surrender, they refused.
This rebel group. Tell me more about them.
They seem to be simple deserters, tired of fighting and dying for either the Empress or the Grand Duke. Now they want the Dales for their own. Worse, they're more organized than we anticipated. Be wary.
What else can you tell me?
Scouts have sighted Dalish elves. There must be a clan camped somewhere on the plains.
That will be all. Thank you.
With the rifts and the undead, the Orlesians have lost ground. Most have been driven back to their forts. We have to stabilize the region, allowing the Imperial Army to re-establish its presence. Good luck, Your Worship. You'll need it.
Word for you.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
Ups. Misclick. A ver. ¿Eso qué hacía? Ah, que la parte de ya, o sea que eso es un área básicamente. No me acordaba de esta habilidad. La estaba usando pero no me acordaba qué hacía. Una pasiva. Quería que te evitaría después de herir, estaban muy equivocados. Cuando muere un enemigo cerca de ti. Ya, me gusta más este. Spitirus del más allá. Me gustaría hacer la barrera, esto. El renacimiento, la barrera. Assassin. Uy, tengo más.
Keep off the ramparts? I wonder why.
I was never good at doing what other people wanted.
We've been scouting the region, Your Worship. I've some supplies here you may find useful.
Está lejos, creo, ¿ah? caja en la puta.
We look around.
Chucha, Espérate, no sé qué tengo. ¡Ah! ¡Me equivoqué botón! Bueno, enough. Vamos a guardar. Juntos van a cumplir 4 horas. Yo creo que está bien, ¿no? 4 horitas de Dragon Age. Yo creo que está bien. Oh my fucking god, what is happening? No, I don't think so.